Apple created a secret device, and then erased every trace of it. This is the story they never wanted you to hear. Somewhere inside Apple's old engineering archives, a prototype existed once so strange, so ahead of its time. The company buried it before anyone could see it. They codenamed it Project Pomegranate, and it was a level 3 secrecy project, meaning even most Apple employees had no idea it was being developed. Let's rewind to the early 2000s. While the world was falling in love with the iPod, a small clandestine team at Apple was quietly testing a handheld device that didn't fit any known category. It wasn't an iPod, it wasn't a phone. It definitely wasn't a PDA. It was something in between. The few engineers who worked on it described it as a transitional device, a missing link in Apple's evolution that could have changed the entire trajectory of consumer electronics. Imagine a device that felt like it was from the future, even by today's standards. So what could this mysterious device actually do? Documents pieced together from anonymous sources suggest it was revolutionary. It had early voice commands, long before Siri was even a concept. It used gesture inputs, allowing you to control it without touching the screen. It featured modular side attachments, letting you add new hardware like a better camera or extra battery. And most amazingly, it had wireless syncing and a micro interface projector. It could literally project a keyboard or a display onto any flat surface. These were features Apple wouldn't release publicly until nearly a decade later. This wasn't just an upgrade, it was a leap into a different dimension of technology. So, if this device was so groundbreaking, why did Apple kill it? Why did they bury it so deep that it became a myth? There are 3 main theories, and each one is more intriguing than the last. Theory number 1 is the simplest. The technology just wasn't ready. The engineers were dreaming bigger than the hardware of the time could handle. The microprojector might have drained the battery in minutes, or the gesture controls were buggy and unreliable. It was a brilliant idea that was simply born too soon. Pushing it to market would have been a disaster, a rare public failure for a company obsessed with perfection. The second theory is far more dramatic. It suggests that Project Pomegranate was cancelled because it threatened another, even more important secret project, the original iPhone. Inside Apple, different teams often compete, and it is possible that 2 different visions for the future of mobile computing were on a collision course. Pomegranate was radical and experimental, while the iPhone project was a more focused, consumer-friendly approach. In this scenario, one had to be sacrificed for the other to succeed. Steve Jobs may have personally made the call to axe Pomegranate to clear the path for the device that would ultimately redefine the company. But the third theory is the most scandalous of all. Project Pomegranate was leaked. Someone on the inside, either by accident or intentionally, shared details about the device outside the company. For Apple, secrecy is everything. The moment a project's cover is blown, its strategic advantage disappears. According to this theory, the leak was so severe that Apple leadership had no choice but to shut the entire project down instantly, not only to contain the damage but also to send a powerful message to anyone else who might consider breaking their vow of silence. The project was terminated, and all evidence of its existence was ordered to be scrubbed. And that's where the story gets even stranger. For years, this single, blurry image was the only known proof that Project Pomegranate ever existed. It circulated in the darkest corners of the internet, dismissed by many as a fake. But recently, an enhanced high-resolution scan of the original photograph appeared online from an anonymous source. And what it shows changes everything. The enhanced image reveals details that line up perfectly with the rumored features. You can clearly see the port for the modular attachments, the lens for the microprojector, and a unique screen interface unlike anything from that era. This is no longer just a rumor, it's a piece of forgotten history. The implications are mind-blowing. If Apple had released this device in the mid-2000s, the entire tech landscape would be different. The iPhone might not exist the way we know it. Our relationship with technology, from voice assistants to gesture controls, could have started years earlier. This single cancelled project could have rewritten Apple's entire timeline, and by extension, the history of the modern world. So what do you think? Was Project Pomegranate a real device that was just too ambitious for its time? Or is Apple hiding something deeper, a secret history they still don't want us to know? Let me know your theory in the comments below. And if you want to uncover more of Apple's forgotten secrets, make sure you subscribe. We're just getting started. Thanks for watching.